How's it going, OnlineBookClub.org? Adam Bongiovanni back here with another Thursday video, and today I'm doing something that is seasonal. So obviously it's the end of October. That can only mean one thing. My birthday was almost a month ago. No, it can only mean one thing, that it is near Halloween. Now I'm filming this on a Thursday morning, and Halloween is on Tuesday? Is that on Tuesday? So I thought, what better video to do than a Halloween book haul? So I'm going to tell you what books I think you should read for this spooky time of year. I just said spooky and I hate myself for it. The reason I don't like the word spooky is because spooky doesn't sound spooky. It doesn't sound like frightening at all. So I picked 5 books that I think you should read for Halloween this year. And the first one's a book that's been talked about this whole year. It's It by Stephen King. The thing about It is I've never read it, but I actually did see the movie the other day. And for those of you who don't know, it's a Stephen King novel. It's possibly one of his biggest books he's ever written. It's a very long book. It's over 1,000 pages. It might take you a few more days to read this to finish up by Halloween. You know what? It's okay if you spill out into November. To the children, the town was their whole world. To the adults, knowing better, Derry, Maine was just their hometown. Familiar, well-ordered for the most part, a good place to live. You know when you're reading the back of a book and it says a good place to live, it's not going to be a good place to live for long. It was the children who saw and felt what made Derry so horribly different. In the storm drains, in the sewers, it lurked, taking on the shape of every nightmare, each one's deepest dread. Sometimes it reached up, seizing, tearing, killing. The adults, knowing better, knew nothing. Time passed and the children grew up, moved away, and the horror of it was deep buried, wrapped in forgetfulness. Until they were called back once more to confront it, as it stirred and coiled in the sullen depths of their memories, reaching up again to make their past nightmares a terrible present reality. Boom! Stephen King never disappoints. Read It. This is such a classic. I've heard nothing but good things about It, the movie and the book. Read the movie, watch the book. I just switched them. Read the book, watch the movie. Next up we have a more modern book. It's called The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. My girlfriend actually got me this for Valentine's Day. Not a Valentine's Day book haul, Halloween book haul. My name was Salmon, like the fish. First name Susie. I was 14 when I was murdered on December 6, 1973. So begins the story of Susie Salmon, who is adjusting to her new home in heaven. A place that is not at all what she expected, even as she is watching life on Earth continue without her. Her friends treating rumors about her disappearance, her killer trying to cover his tracks, her grief-stricken family unraveling. Out of unspeakable tragedy and loss, The Lovely Bones succeeds miraculously in building a tale filled with hope, humor, suspense, even joy. I like this book because it's about murder. Of course, Halloween right there, scary. But it seems that there's going to be uplifting moments in it. So you know what, even if you feel like crap reading such a scary book, you're going to be uplifted a bit, which is awesome. I can only include one Stephen King novel. It's just not right. So this is called Christine by Stephen King. And this actually was a book I found. We were cleaning out my grandparents' house, and I found this book upstairs, like buried under things. And it was actually my aunt's book from the 80s. So I thought it was really cool, and I read it a few years back, and I loved it. This is a story of a lover's triangle. It was bad from the start, and it got worse in a hurry. It was love at first sight for the high school student Arnie Cunningham when he and his best friend Dennis Gilder spotted the dilapidated 1958 red and white Plymouth Fury for sale, dubbed Christine by its original cantankerous owner. I didn't say that word right for sure, but I'm just gonna keep going. Rustling away in the front lawn of their suburban Pennsylvania neighborhood, Dennis knows that Arnie's never had much luck in the looks or popularity department, or really taken an interest in owning a car, but Christine quickly changes that. Arnie suddenly has the newfound confidence to stick up for himself, going as far as dating the most beautiful girl at Libertyville High, transfer student Lee Cabot. Even as a mysteriously restored Christine systematically and terrifyingly consumes every aspect of Arnie's life, Dennis and Lee soon realize that they must uncover the awful truth behind a car with a horrifying and murderous history. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and heaven help anyone who gets in Christine's way. Boom. I'm telling you, this book does not disappoint. The weird thing is it's written in 1980, but it feels like it's written yesterday. Stephen King has such a timeless writing style, and I was so impressed by it 2 years ago when I read it. I would read it again 10 times out of 10. The last book I have for you guys today is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Gone Girl is such a gut-wrenching book. I read this a few years back as well, and it kept me on the edge of my seat. I actually did see the movie first, but reading the book, you learn so much that you didn't see in the movie. It sends chills down my spine thinking about this. It's a thriller. It's definitely a thriller, but there's a lot of murder involved, and it's very suspenseful, so I'd recommend this to anyone who wants to get in the Halloween spirit. On a warm summer morning in North Carthage, Missouri, it is Nick and Amy Dunn's 5th wedding anniversary. Presents are being wrapped and reservations are being made when Nick's clever and beautiful wife disappears. As the police begin to investigate, the town golden boy creates a series of lies, deceits, and inappropriate behavior. Nick is oddly evasive, and he's definitely bitter. but is he really the killer? Now let me tell you this book takes so many twists and turns. Why you think Amy's missing in the beginning is not going to be why you think Amy's missing in the middle. You're never going to really know what's going on until they tell you at the end of the book. Phenomenal read. One of my favorite books I've ever read. 5 out of 5 stars. Read Gone Girl. Those are the books I have for you guys today, but when I'm filming this, and it's Scott Hughes' birthday, the owner of and creator of OnlineBookClub.org. Happy birthday, Scott. Have an amazing day. 21 has never looked so good. So yeah, read something, I was going to say spooky again. Read something crazy, creepy, disgusting, frightening, whatever, for Halloween this year. You know, when you go trick-or-treating, you should hope that someone gives you a book, if anyone's going trick-or-treating. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please give a big thumbs up. Last week's User of the Week was you. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, and watching our Facebook Live shows. I truly appreciate it. If you want to be next week's User of the Week, tell me one book you're going to read this Halloween. I'll see you guys next Thursday. Peace!